not even mad at the female. I just know him as a person against our son. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. Like, he's so disrespectful when it comes to our son. It's disgusting, bro. And you know, oh, I'm answering the phone. I'm saying I love you. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's out of fear. I got my people looking into the door. I don't know who's going to kitchen.
Excuse me, sir. What are you guys arresting her for?
A whole other charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
There's a warrant for her. Sorry, you gonna record me the whole way?
The whole way, beautiful.
Why?
You're a big star.
All right, buckle up, because the Blueface and Chrissian Rock saga just took a turn darker and messier than anyone could have predicted. We're diving deep into the latest bombshells dropping straight from behind prison bars, where Blueface is allegedly orchestrating chaos that could land Chrissian in serious legal hot water. Forget love triangles and petty Instagram spats. We're talking child endangerment accusations and a potential CPS investigation that could rip their family apart. Is this calculated revenge from a man scorned? Or is Blueface actually sounding a desperate alarm about the well-being of his own son? Get ready, because the layers of drama in this story are about to peel back, and what's underneath is shocking.
You look pretty! That's your boo. I got boo in the video. Period, boo. It's a video, period. Yeah!
For months, the internet has been buzzing with whispers and uneasy glances at videos of Blueface and Chrissian's baby Junior. Eagle-eyed viewers, regular folks just scrolling through their feeds, started noticing things, subtle at first, then harder to ignore. Something just seemed off. The way Junior moved, the way he reacted, or rather, didn't react. But try pointing that out in Chrissian's comments? Forget about it. Instant shutdown. She'd unleash a furious online defense, branding anyone with a question as a hater, a jealous troll, practically wishing ill on her child. No room for discussion, no space for concern, just aggressive denial and accusations. But Blueface? He's been singing a different tune, and now, locked up and facing his own legal battles, he's allegedly decided to go nuclear. He's not just ranting online anymore. Whispers are turning into shouts that he's dropped a CPS report on Chrissian, and this time people are saying it's got teeth. Rumors are swirling that CPS is actually launching a full-blown investigation into Chrissian's parenting, and if that's true, the fallout could be catastrophic.
So, my name is Amani, and me and Blue been locked in since 2016, 17, and we met at work. We were shooting together, and we fell in love. No, but for real, like, we just kept looking at each other, kept making eye contact, and then we exchanged contacts, and we just chopped it up for a cool minute. And then I came over, chefed it up, made some steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, I ate it up. And of course I came with dessert that ate that up. And then, yeah, we took a bath, cleaned ourselves up, a bubble bath with bath bombs, you know. It was 5-star setup. And then, yeah, history since then.
The thing is, Chrissian's defensiveness has always been a red flag. Any mention of Junior's health, any gentle inquiry, and bam, she erupts. But never any real explanation, never any concrete answers. Just walls of anger and accusations of negativity. It's a strategy that's backfired spectacularly. Instead of silencing the concerns, it's amplified them, fueling the suspicion that she's actively hiding something, or worse, living in a world of denial about her own child's potential needs. And then the ultimate trigger, Chrissian flaunts a new romance online. A fresh face, a new boo, plastered all over Instagram. For Blueface, a man who even from jail couldn't resist parading his side chicks while supposedly married to Chrissian, this was apparently the final straw. The prison phone lines lit up, and allegedly, he went straight for the jugular, a CPS report. Now, let's be real. Blueface's jealousy is legendary. He's spiraled over Chrissian's online interactions before, every flirtatious comment, every hint of a new connection sending him into orbit. But this time, sources are saying it wasn't just about possessiveness. This was calculated, strategic, and potentially devastating.
Understand, like, why are you doing this to our son? Like, all right. Remember the last year, 2 years ago, he dropped a diss, I dropped a diss. He posted my son on Twitter. He just can't handle when I put my foot down, bro. Page, it was like one of these girls. She mentioned my son, right? He posted it on his story. I'm not even mad at the female. I just know him as a person against our son. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. It's demonic, bro. Like, he's so disrespectful when it comes to our son. It's disgusting, bro. Yeah, I love him. I'm riding for him. But I know his character traits, bro. I know his patterns, bro. As soon as we beef, he hurt our kid, and it's so evil. So I need y'all to just let him know our son is off limits while we're not seeing eye to eye. Please.
Insiders claim Blueface's CPS report is a detailed attack, loaded with allegations of neglect. He's claiming Christian is failing to provide adequate medical care for Junior, a child who may already be facing developmental challenges. He's reportedly presented evidence, skipped doctor's appointments, ignored medical advice, prioritizing social media clout, and dating over her son's crucial needs. And here's where it gets truly serious. People connected to the situation are whispering that CPS isn't dismissing this as just another celebrity feud. They are allegedly taking it seriously. Reports are circulating that they've already subpoenaed medical records, are scrutinizing online footage, digging into missed appointments, even analyzing how Junior appears in Christian's constant live streams. Christian, predictably, is playing the victim card, dropping cryptic hints online about haters and protecting her peace. But the internet, seasoned veterans of celebrity drama and increasingly concerned about Junior, isn't buying it. This time, the deflection isn't working. Blueface might be behind bars, stripped of his usual chaotic antics in the physical world, but he's proven he can still unleash a nuclear storm from his jail cell. And if this CPS investigation gains momentum, Christian's carefully constructed image, and potentially her custody of Junior, could be hanging by a thread.
What?
It says the alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Let me hear the father. Babe, that's me, your father.
Is not
You the father.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yes, you be a kid. You a weird ass. What? You wanted to be it.
I'm saying,
so
you sure?
weird.
You didn't even read the paper.
You call me dumb, but you the slow one.
It says the alleged father is not. Why they write it like this though? They could have just been like more players.
Yeah, they.
Rewind for a second. Let's remember the absolute dumpster fire that was the beginning of this whole baby saga. From the jump, Blueface acted like Junior was some kind of elaborate prank Christian was pulling on him. Remember the tweets? Hours after Christian announced her pregnancy, he went nuclear on social media, declaring they were officially done, claiming it was strictly business, and throwing out accusations that she'd been with 10 dudes in the past year. He flat out denied paternity, demanding a DNA test like it was some kind of online showdown. The internet predictably exploded. Their relationship was already a roller coaster of public fights and bizarre makeups, 1-minute screaming matches, the next posting love songs and flashing wedding rings. But the pregnancy drama took it to a whole new level of toxic. Chrissian, to her credit, eventually shut down the paternity noise with a DNA test. Boom. Junior was undeniably Blueface's biological son. All the internet bluster, all the public denials evaporated in the face of scientific fact. But did this DNA bombshell suddenly transform Blueface into a responsible, caring father? Absolutely not. Instead of stepping up, he doubled down on the drama, using Junior as a weapon in his ongoing war with Christian. And now from prison, he's escalating things to DEFCON 1.
In relations with Blue, we were still rough, on and off, whatever. Case may be. Alright, cool. Alright, cool.
Because here's the truly sickening part. Finding out he was the father didn't spark any kind of paternal instinct in Blueface. No sudden urge to be a dad, no flicker of responsibility. It was like the DNA results just fueled his recklessness, amplified his heartlessness. Immediately after the truth came out, he didn't embrace fatherhood, he rejected it with a vengeance. Behind the scenes, he was reportedly sending Christian ice-cold messages, laying it out in brutal terms. He told her having the baby would ruin her life, warned her against being tied down while he was out with other girls, and chillingly declared, "I'm not changing who I am. I'm still gonna cheat. I'm still gonna live how I want. You don't want to be stuck with someone like me." Imagine being pregnant, carrying his child, and hearing that. No support, no loyalty, not even basic human decency. And when Christian made it clear she was keeping the baby regardless, he went ballistic, unleashing a torrent of online abuse. He ranted about refusing to pay child support, accusing her of forcing the baby on him, of trying to trap him. "She still got time to end it," he tweeted. "I told her I didn't want no baby. She trying to play me. Don't fall for it." He even positioned himself as the victim, bracing himself for the supposed trap she was setting. Even after Junior was born, after photos surfaced of him awkwardly holding his son, Blueface still couldn't bring himself to claim any pride in fatherhood. He started casting doubt on the DNA test itself, claiming it felt off, questioning the entire situation, hinting at conspiracies. He pointed fingers at another man, suggesting Junior looked more like him. At one point, he even declared he only had 2 kids with 1 baby mama, drawing a bizarre line in the sand and essentially disowning Junior in the public square. "I'm not adding nothing else unless I get proof," he stated. "Until then, I'm free." It was a masterclass in denial and deflection, all at the expense of a newborn child.
Louisiana chicken pasta. Then we got the baby mashed potato. Let's pray for the food. Look at his shirt too. I'm saying Jesus.
Oh, that's great.
Baby. That's his name though. That's his middle name.
Jesus?
Yeah.
That's cool. Christian Jesus Malone. That's a famous name right there. Junior's gonna grow up to be.
But as Junior grew, something undeniable started to emerge. It wasn't just internet gossip anymore. It was visible, concerning, and heartbreaking. Fans, and likely people in their real lives, started noticing developmental delays. The crying sounded different, the movements seemed restricted, the responses were muted. And throughout all of this, Blueface remained laser-focused on drama, on online battles with Christian, on using Junior as a pawn in their toxic game. The baby's health became a topic of serious concern, not just for online rubberneckers, but for anyone with a shred of human empathy. This child, completely innocent, was caught in the crossfire of 2 parents utterly incapable of co-parenting or even basic decency. When whispers of developmental delays turned into louder, more insistent concerns, Blueface, predictably, jumped on the bandwagon. But not to offer support, not to express concern as a father should. Instead, he weaponized Junior's potential health struggles to launch another vicious attack on Christian. He took to Twitter, airing private details with zero regard for sensitivity or his son's dignity. He accused Christian of reckless behavior during pregnancy, tweeting accusations like, "She smoked a blunt on the way to the hospital. She was about to perform while she was in labor. Smoked all the way to giving birth." He didn't stop there, escalating to custody threats. "You really think I can't take custody? I didn't want to, but if she keeps slipping, I'm gonna have to do what's best." Then came the truly low blows. He claimed Junior wasn't born healthy because Christian drank, smoked, and got into fights the entire pregnancy. She couldn't even chill for 1 month. And then, in a move that crossed every line of decency, he shared Junior's private medical information, revealing he had a hernia that allegedly wasn't being treated. He even posted a private medical image of the baby, a photo that should never have seen the light of day, with the caption, "This what my son looked like and she worried about me and lil baby? Fix your kid first." The internet recoiled in disgust, not just at the image itself, but at the sheer callousness of using his own child's medical condition as ammunition in a public feud. When called out, Blueface doubled down. "It's my son. I can post whatever I want. Who's gonna check me?" He launched into another rant, accusing Christian of lying saying he's healthy, of missed appointments, and pushing surgeries back just to go out and party. He even claimed to have flown to Baltimore for Junior's surgery, only to discover the appointment had been missed. Christian, predictably, fired back, denying everything, accusing Blueface of trying to use the situation to take Junior away. She claimed the surgery was scheduled, that she was attending all checkups, and accused Blueface of playing games. She even threw his legal troubles back in his face, reminding him of his pending case and probation officer. But the damage was done. The online circus had exposed a raw nerve, and fans, increasingly alarmed, started paying closer attention.
We'll be talking, walking, playing football, everything. Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, what he looked like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this shit, bro.
And that's when things started to shift. Christian, sensing the tide turning against her, suddenly began a dramatic image overhaul. She declared she was cutting ties with Blueface, acting like she was finally done for real. But the internet, with its collective memory and finely tuned BS detectors, wasn't buying it. People pointed out her well-worn pattern blame-shifting deflection, and now, a sudden pivot to victimhood, claiming she was trapped in some kind of soul tie with Blueface. She launched a social media healing campaign, talking about a second shot at life thanks to Junior. She posted messages about turning over a new leaf, claiming she didn't want to be Rock anymore, that she'd messed up and should have stayed in school. It was a transparent attempt to rebrand, to separate her past chaos from her image as a mother. She declared she wouldn't let fear run her life, that she was okay with moving on, okay with letting go. "Having a child won't stop me from getting my bag," she proclaimed. "It won't stop me from learning, loving, or putting time into myself. I don't need $1 from nobody to take care of this child. I'm blessed and highly favored." Then came the grand finale, the declaration that she was cutting Blueface off for good, that saying no to him was her first step to freedom. But even then, the cracks in the facade were showing. She confessed how hard it was to detach, admitting she still felt like she was giving a piece of herself to a man who clearly didn't want anything to do with their child. She even posted about almost falling for his manipulative texts, then claiming Junior snapped her back to reality. "Cut the selfish, immature mess out. You're somebody's mama now." She followed it with a sharp message to Blueface, telling him to stop contacting her and go find somebody else to bother. It was raw, emotional, and for a fleeting moment seemed like a genuine turning point. But just as quickly, the carefully constructed image began to crumble. Speculation about Junior's health intensified, reaching a fever pitch after a disastrous Instagram Live in January. She was defending her bizarre decision to tattoo Blueface's mugshot on her face, already a red flag in many people's eyes. But what truly alarmed viewers was the sound of Junior crying in the background. It wasn't just normal baby crying. Something about it was deeply unsettling, prompting viewers to question if something more serious was going on than Christian was letting on, and her response? Silence, deflection, and continued denial. The unease surrounding Junior's health morphed into outright alarm as fans began to notice potential vision issues. In clip after clip, Junior appeared to be staring blankly into space, seemingly unresponsive to movement, not reaching for toys or engaging with his surroundings like other babies his age. He could hold his head up, yes, but the overall picture was increasingly concerning. Instead of addressing these growing concerns head-on, instead of offering reassurance or seeking professional help, Christian doubled down on defensiveness. She jumped on Instagram Live, insisting Junior was completely fine, dismissing everyone's worries as nosy and negative. But the internet, armed with countless examples and growing unease, wasn't buying it. From the outside, it looked increasingly like denial, a desperate attempt to maintain an illusion of normalcy while potentially ignoring serious issues. And then came Junior's first birthday party. That's when the cracks in the facade became gaping holes. At the party, it was impossible to ignore. Junior wasn't walking, wasn't even standing unassisted. Christian tried to stage manage the visuals, holding him upright on her legs, angling him for photos and videos, but viewers saw through the charade. While not every child walks at exactly 1 year, combined with the other red flags, the lack of eye contact, the stiff posture, the unusual crying, it painted a deeply worrying picture. But the real bombshell dropped when Janet, a former friend of Christian's, stepped into the online fray. Janet alleged that Christian wasn't just ignoring the signs, she was actively blocking attempts to get Junior help. According to Janet, she had tried to facilitate medical care for Junior, but Christian had shut it down completely. And chillingly, even months after that birthday party, Christian allegedly hadn't taken any steps to get Junior evaluated. Recent appearances showed him still being carried on her hip, his head control still appearing weak even as he approached 2 years old. It was a stark and disturbing sight. For many, it confirmed their deepest fears. Something was seriously wrong, and Christian was actively avoiding facing the truth. Even Blueface's mother, Carissa, has publicly weighed in, placing the blame squarely on Christian for Junior's situation. The online chorus of concern has reached a deafening crescendo. Comments are flooding social media, demanding accountability. How is she not locked up for what she did to that baby? This is clear neglect. What state is she in that they're letting her run around like this? Accusations of child endangerment are flying, with many claiming she's actively ducking CPS. People are pointing to Junior's lack of eye contact, his failure to acknowledge people in a typical toddler way, his continued inability to walk, all as potential consequences of Christian's alleged neglect during and after pregnancy. One commenter wrote with heartbreaking bluntness, "That baby never had a chance with how she was treating him before he was even born." The commentary is harsh, but the underlying concern is undeniable. And now, the alleged nuclear option, Blueface's CPS report. From behind bars, he's reportedly triggered an official investigation into Christian's parenting. This isn't just online speculation anymore. This is a potential legal crisis for Christian, a real threat to her custody of Junior. But even with the report filed, the internet is divided. Is Blueface genuinely concerned for Junior's well-being? Finally doing something right, even if from a jail cell? Or is this just the ultimate act of spite? Revenge against Christian for moving on, weaponizing CPS to inflict maximum damage? We're left with a grim reality, a baby potentially in need of serious help, caught between two parents locked in a toxic war. So what do you think? Is Blueface being purely vindictive? Or is there a sliver of genuine concern buried beneath the drama? And regardless of Blueface's motives, should Christian be held accountable if these neglect allegations are proven true? Let your voice be heard in the comments below. And if you want to stay on top of this unfolding drama, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. This story is far from over, and we'll be here to unpack every twist and turn.